Dunedin's economic future has been worrying the city's brightest minds since the end of the gold rush. The last few years have brought the subject back to centre stage as the last vestiges of our manufacturing base have flirted with extinction. With those issues in mind, a team from the University of Otago has been peering into an academic crystal ball to see what business might look like in 50 years' time. Dr. Sara Walton joins us with the details. Good evening.
Good evening.
Now, there have been 5 researchers involved. How did the study come together?
Well, I guess one of the impetus for us was some of the things that we're reading about the future, particularly around climate change, resource scarcity. So we all came from different backgrounds. I come from the climate change sustainability angle. We have people who are interested in future technology and HR practices in the workplace, people who are interested in how students are going to be learning in the future. So Diane Ruffu is also interested in Māori organisations and looking at 100-year plans. So we sort of came together with a variety of different perspectives.
Now tell us a bit about the research. What were you hoping to discover?
Well, we wanted to get a number of different minds to actually kind of nut out some of the issues around what might the future be like for Dunedin. So it wasn't necessarily about us and our own perspectives, but we wanted to get what we call a panel of experts in sort of a Delphi technique. So we asked them what they think might happen in the future, and then we reflect it back and give them back the answers and get them to comment back on the answers. So it's what's called a panel of experts, and then we use them to sort of feed ideas off one another in order to see what might actually seem to be plausible as the main aim.
And what were the results?
Well, at the moment, and the research is still in process with the final stage, we've come up with 2 main sort of scenarios. In the first round, we found we had a lot of questions to do with everyday work, which didn't seem to be too dissimilar to what's happening today. In the second part of the first round, we asked a lot about what keeps people awake at night, and that was where some of the really interesting responses came out. So that's where we had those issues like climate change, resource scarcity, financial security coming out and obviously playing on people's minds and how that affects what they think about the future of Dunedin. So we played with those ideas and put together a couple of scenarios. One was sort of along the lines of probably what we see happening at the moment, and that was some of the feedback, with a lot of businesses sort of closing and a bit of shrinkage, not huge amounts, but a bit. And then one where it's a bit rosier, where we see more local businesses, more added value to some of our key sort of current industries around agriculture, food technology and that sort of thing.
So what do you think about the future for Dunedin at this stage?
Well, it's hard to say. I mean, as I said, from the participants, we're either going to sort of carry on. A lot of people want to see some sort of strong leadership in the area around economic development, and I think we might be, starting to see some of that now, and particularly picking up on those, as I said, those value-added aspects around agriculture and food technology was big, and what term we really liked was weightless industries, and how that is a really good sort of source of added value and economic advantage for Dunedin being down here. Other people saw things like oil and transport prices increasing, helping local industries to become more feasible. So thinking out 50 years, it's hard to exactly know, but it could be a possibility.
And you've been working in partnership with the DCC as well. What does that involve?
It was really important for us to work with an organisation in Dunedin that was possibly going to be interested in the results to keep them relevant as well. I don't like doing research that's completely, just for ivory towers. It's about, trying to do something that makes sense to people. So the DCC were really interested in it. They're interested in future-proofing for Dunedin businesses, and Chamber of Commerce have also shown great interest in it as well. So it was about developing that partnership, for them helping us to get a panel of experts and then sharing results.
From the University of Otago, Dr. Sara Walton, thanks very much for your time.
Thank you.